Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Daniel
with Kurt Bjorklund.
So once Daniel 3 accounts for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego going against Nebuchadnezzar's decree, and they say, "Oh, king, we're not going to bow. Our God can deliver us, but if not, we're still not going to bow." We're told in verse 19 that Nebuchadnezzar gets even more furious. It says he was filled with fury, verse 19. And the expression of his faith was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And he ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times more than it was usually heated. And he ordered some of the mighty men of his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their cloaks, their tunics, their hats, and their other garments, and they were thrown into the burning fiery furnace because the king's order was urgent, and the furnace overheated, and the flame of the fire killed those men who took Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And those 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell bound into the fiery furnace. Now, here's the point that I want us to get today from this, and that is when you go against the cultural norm and somebody has something that they want you to worship. And by the way, make no mistake, we are talking about worship here, because the cultural narrative is saying this is our God. This is what we hold to be sacred. And if you dare to go against the things that we hold to be sacred, then you will be against what we worship. And what that does is it produces anger that says, how dare you go against the norm? And the deliverance didn't come right away. It actually came after more anger. It came after intensification of the heat, being bound, being thrown into the furnace. And I don't know if in that moment there was an opportunity for them to say, oh, hold on, we will bow. But at this moment, they are willing to go all the way to their death, saying, we will not bend our knee to your God. We will only bend our knee to the God of the universe. And what happens when you experience anger at the hands of somebody whose God you won't bow down to? Do you recoil? Do you decide that maybe it's time to take a path of lesser resistance? And how certain are you that you can see the God that is calling you to have a sense of this calling to say, you are to follow me even in the midst of this? The king's fury here is basically that his face has an intensification. Then he asks for the furnace to be made 7 times hotter, which would indicate basically an incredible amount of fuel. Then he wants them cast or thrown in, and it's so hot that the people are burned to death who just throw them into the furnace. The intention sometimes of people to actually harm those who counter their narrative of worship is very strong. Don't underestimate it. Don't trifle with it. But the point isn't to assuage it. I don't think you need to go looking to pick these moments. They'll find you. But don't be surprised if you say, I'm going to stand for something that I believe is right and true, and you counter the gods of our culture if you get hit with intense hatred along the way. Well, one of the things that's interesting to me being a pastor is when I meet people sometimes who don't know that I do that for a living, and then in the course of conversation we'll find out that I'm a pastor, and there's often a variety of reactions. Some people of faith will feel a sense of comfort and tell me things or say nice things. Other people just get real distant, real aloof, and sometimes even hostile. Like, I used to believe in God, or oh, I bet you think this. And the hostility is sometimes surprising, even to me, having done this for years and years. But it's good to remember that there is no middle ground when it comes to worship. You either worship God or you don't worship the God of the Bible. And that is what's at stake in Daniel chapter 3 and in our lives.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.